Yeah. Oh, welcome to Garage! Welcome to Garage! Well, we got the golf cart done. It is complete. It is fast and it is fun.
Not to mention, it's super sketchy.
Well, everything I build is sketchy. Would you expect anything less?
Not at all.
Anyways, we need to build something fast. We need to build something real. None of these toy things, these Lego projects. We're gonna build something cool.
Yes, that is correct. Now, this is right up Sketch Daddy's alley here. And speak of the devil, what up?
What's up?
Hey, why don't you hang around? We got important stuff to drop on these people.
Okay, cool.
Yeah!
Come here, all right, now, what is it? Come on, what's the next build gonna be?
It's only something that's been on the cover of Hot Rod magazine.
No, false.
Lies?
It was inside of it, it was on the cover.
Well, it's close. I mean, it's on a page that's in the magazine.
You played it digitally.
It's a game-playing car.
Yeah,
like,
it's
kids
in-game.
everywhere can play this car.
Yes, they can. So, it's my 1955 Chevy Bel Air Gasser Tri-5 by Fire.
All right, so the Tri-5 has been a Hoonigan brand car forever. Well, it's John's car, but it's been a huge piece of Hoonigan for years now, and it's got kind of a sick history. John, can you just like tell the people a little bit about that?
This car was living on the freeway, the 91 and 215 for 17 years. The owner I bought it from, it was her favorite car. Her husband shared the hobby together. So in like 1995 or 6, they took the cars off the road and they were freshening them up. Well, unfortunately, her husband became sick. Passed away that year. So the car was left exactly how it was, missing quarter panel and nothing. It was stripped completely out. And she just lost the love of the hobby. So she sat on it for a while and finally it showed up. We bought it and I promised her I'll get it back on the road. It took me like a year and a half to get on the back on the road, but when it did, we hit Power Tour, made it Hot Rod magazine. So, I mean, there's certain things, even though we did get the car painted and stuff like that, I still left the bullet hole from getting shot underneath the freeway. Kept that.
That's a legit bullet hole?
That's a legit bullet hole. You got to play this in Forza Horizon 3. You got to play it in Forza Motorsport 7. And yes, people, how it handles in the game is how it handles in real life. It's been cool sitting in parking lots, but it's gonna be way cooler hauling ass. Let's just be honest. I mean, it's gonna be way more fun. So yeah.
We got a couple ways we're gonna get there. John's about to tell you right now. John,
Yes.
will you please explain the 3 goals for this vehicle?
Number 1, run 990s. Number 2, 700 horsepower. Number 3, and the best part, still streetable.
The way we're gonna do that is the whiteboard. Number 1 on our list, built motor. Of course, we've got to build a reliable and strong motor. Basically, something that we can last a long time and make the 700 horsepower we need to make, sending this car into the 9 seconds. Number 2, in order to get a motor to 700 horsepower, reliable, and send a 3,000 pound car down the strip at 9 seconds, we're gonna need a power adder. Definitely something to push that motor, push the limits, and get it moving. Number 3, our bulletproof drivetrain consists of a lot of parts here. Not only do we have to get a built tranny, we're gonna have to get a built clutch, and Curry, our good buddies over there, are gonna rebuild an already built rear end. So basically they're gonna take what is really a stronger end and make it stronger. Thank you guys at Curry. First things first is getting the old girl's heart out. We gotta rip that old small block out and send her down to the port where she belongs, like a boat anchor.
All right. So first things first, take off the hood.
Yeah, that actually
Fits really well.
That's kind of sick.
You're not keeping it though. You're not keeping it.
Can you run me through kind of the first steps of what we're gonna do? Just Cliff's notes here.
We're gonna take out the engine. That's
Yep.
pretty much it.
Fluids first, probably, because if we take the motor out with the fluids in, it'll just be all over the ground.
Drop the fluids.
Yep.
Then what?
We're gonna pull the headers off, cap, the rotor, distributor. The carburetor comes out. We're gonna pick it up with the plate, engine plate, pull it out with the transmission,
Okay.
and hopefully not drop it ourselves. Fun fact though, I raised the car a foot over stock height. Don't think the cherry picker is gonna work, so we're gonna use the forklift.
For old guys, it makes way better sense than dragging the cherry picker around, because you know when that motor's swinging like this and the cherry picker's like this?
Nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants to do that.
Nice. All right, so pull the cap and rotor,
Yep.
carb, headers, radiator.
That's it.
Wow.
Pull
The
it on.
beauty of old stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it is having an old car. Old cars are the best.
All right, fire the timer. Let's see how long it takes these guys to get boogieing. What are you fellas doing right now?
We're fighting the clutch bracket bolt. There's like a manual clutch bracket. It swings from the pedal on your floor to a arm on the transmission. And it's an actual funky little bracket that John's fighting with.
It's a Frankenstein setup. It's a 50s.
Dude, they are the worst.
57
I've fought those brackets
pivot ball on
forever.
one side to a 55 Z-bar.
Wow, there it goes. So this whole big contraption that he's dropping out right now we'll never put back in the car. We'll be doing hydraulic.
Ooh.
So much nicer. Oh, welcome to Garage!
All right, Brad. So, we got a lot done here.
Oh yeah, dude, this is like home to me now. We got the motor out, we were looking at the motor mounts, looking at all our old horn mounts for the tranny, and all this nice grease from that goddamn boat anchor. So,
So what are we gonna do here? What do we got to do?
first things first, I want to cut these old horn mounts out that went to the transmission. These are basically the old style mounts for the motor. I want to get this all cleaned up so that we don't have any of this oil all over the place, so that if our new motor leaks, we can see where it leaks. And then the other things are addressing like our fuel lines. We do know that we are going to get a fuel return system. This is a single pressure, meaning like on a carburetor, it comes from the tank, it goes into the carburetor, and it goes out. When you do a fuel injection system, it has a return, meaning it has fuel pressure coming in, goes to a regulator, and whatever fuel's not being used by that regulator is returned to the tank. This helps injectors keep constant pressure. It's a better style of fueling. So we are going to be doing some fueling, some water lines. We had to cut the radiator support out in order to get this transmission and engine out of this car. Normally you can take the motor out without the tranny straight up. We decided to take it out with the tranny. So we went in and cut the core support and went straight out the front. Now don't think we butchered this. This had been cut before. We just recut it. So this is probably the second or third time. We will address this and make it look a lot nicer when we put it back together. Another thing that we did do is the radiator was mounted on the inside of the firewall. That's probably not going to work out with the engine that we're using, meaning that the engine's so much further forward that our fan and all the accessories won't work with the radiator on this side of the firewall. So a lot of these cars, they mount the radiator on the outside. So we're going to go ahead and cut these brackets off, re-weld them out here, and mount the radiator on the outside. Other than that, it's a basic bolt-in system. I know we're going to want to do a really clean job on the electrical, probably clean all this stuff up, run a nice hub in here, and run the ECU on the other side of this firewall. I mean, the V8s fit in here so perfectly. Or we could put a K20 Honda motor in it.
Shit. You can just see with that kind of attitude. I'll see. We'll see you on the next Garage. That's a wrap!
Mike Finnegan, I'm calling you out. Let's do it. Try 5 by Fire versus Blasphemy.